So the next is that how can we use this function in a script? Well, in order to do that, we need to create a script. So we just need to say new script. Right? So the comment will be that it's test sort. And purpose is to test the bsort function. And over here is record of revision. Let's say date. Programmer and the description of change. And I'll put my as a programmer. And then original version. The next is variable list. Unsorted vector v. This will be original unsorted numeric vector. And the next will be sorted. It will be sorted ascend. It will be sorted vector in ascending order. All right. Okay, so this will be the head comment. And the next it will be the body of this script. Because it's just for test purpose, so we would say input a original vector. And then the next will be the test is to call bsort function to sort the vector in ascending order. And last will be output the sorted vector. Okay, so this is a pseudocode. So the next is just to fill it up with MATLAB code. So this will be unsorted v equals input. Please enter a vector. And over here, I'm going to call the bsort function. So I will say sorted v equals bsort unsorted v. So this is how you use a function. and you will copy the data, which is unsorted underscore v, and then copy it into the parameter list, which is x. Inside the bsort function, it will sort the vector x. When it's done, it will copy the sorted vector back to the output list, which is y. And when the function returns, the y value will copy back to the sorted underscore v variable. So this is how the data is transferred between the script and the function. So once this is done, so we need to output it. So we use fprintf. And you just need to print the sorted vector in a column. Okay, done. So we'll save as, and this will be the test sort. So let's give it a try. So we'll say test sort. So now let's look back to the comment file. So I think the program file should be test underscore sort.m. And I'm going to resave it. And hit save. And now we rerun it again. And this time we'll say random, another random vector of 1 to 10. And then I hit enter. Here you go. So the random vector is sorted in ascending order. So this is how you create a MATLAB function file and how you create a test script to test the function. And in other words, if you're going to use the function file that you created, then you will need to use it either in another script or another function. Next, we're going to discuss the debugging of a MATLAB function. We will start with the script. And as you know, here are the debugging tools that we used before in a script. And today we're going to discuss further about the details of the step functions that can be used for the debugging of user-defined functions. So as you know, when we start debugging, the first thing we need to do is to set up a breaking point. And you can click here to create a breaking point to pause the program before this start this statement. Once you run the script, it will stop here. And the next, what you're going to do is to show you those step features. Here you will see a step, and also you will see step in, step out. And before today, we talked about how to do step, which is just run the statement line by line. So if I hit the step, this line will be executed, and basically it asks the user for the input. So let's say we say random 110. Once we did that, it will move to the next statement. And this statement is a function call. It calls a function called the bsort that we created. And if we use this step in, which means that when not running this statement as a one single statement, but rather will enter the body of the function bsort and continues debugging within this function. So let's give it a try. So if we say step in, you see we're getting into the function bsort. And then you can use a step function there as you did in the main script. So every time you click it, it'll go to the next statement. All right, so this is step-by-step debugging within a function, and it will be the same as you do the debugging inside a script. The thing is that if you find the error in this function, you can locate it, the error, and then you can make modifications. However, in the debugging, you find there's no error happened, and you think that this function is good, and you will no longer need to go step by step within this function. So here is a tool that you can use, which is called step out, which means you will stop running the code line by line within this function and return to the calling function immediately. So let's give it a try. And you see it comes back, and then if you hit step again, it will move to the next statement. And then if you click step, it will print it out the data, and then you do it again, it will stop the entire script. Okay, so this is how you use the step features called the step in and step out. Now, let's just run this script again. All right, so you stopped at the first statement, and I hit the step. It will ask for a vector, so we'll say you can hit the step button again so that it will run the entire function as a whole statement. And then you see it will move immediately to the next statement without getting into the function. And then if we hit step again, it will print out the sorted vectors, and then you step again, it will end the program. So this is how you use debugging tools to debug code that has your user-defined functions. One thing I have to mention here is that if the function is not user-defined, for example, the input or fprintf, those are the MATLAB built-in functions, and you cannot step into those built-in functions, and you can only treat them as one single statement. The only function that you can get into and debug is the function that you created.